Hello, welcome to my beginner's guide to Kenshi. This first episode, I'm gonna look at some basic controls, how you control the game, basic movement, and setting up jobs, and pretty basic stuff. Some people find it difficult to learn how to get into the game, how things work, how to control characters, setting up jobs. Um, seen a lot of people ask for it, whether there's guides or anything like that out there. And there are guides. I figured I'd make my own take on the idea. So we're in the game right now. We took the basic start called the Wanderer. And the Wanderer start, begin in the hub. It's a relatively safe town. There's not a whole lot going on here in terms of getting killed or getting raided by strong enemies. So to go over the controls, the first thing you can see is that I'm panning the camera. And you can do that with the scroll wheel. Hold it down, click it and hold it down. Rotates the camera. You can also do that with the left control key. See it? Look at my keyboard camera down the left control key. And for general movement, it controls basically like almost every other RTS or real time strategy game out there. Kenshi is basically an RTS RPG, real time strategy role playing game. So when you want to move, you want to select your character, you can select multiple characters like in a regular RTS by holding down your left key and selecting them. Hold down the right key, click, character will go wherever you click if they can make it there. You can also just hold down right key for continuous movement. You can pause the game by hitting the space bar and open up the map with the M key. When you open up the map, you can just click on it and your character will go wherever you click on the map. And to zoom in and out, you can just use the scroll wheel. If you want your character to completely stop what they're doing, you can press the R key. They'll stop. If they have jobs assigned, after you press the R key, they'll try and continue their jobs, but get rid of those. Click R, they'll completely stop what they're doing. If you want to enter into a free camera state, you can do that with the WASD keys, WASD. So you can get a better look around you. You can still pan the camera. You'll definitely want to be keeping an eye on your surroundings while you're playing this game. So you can only go so far out from your character in the free cam mode. You can see you are still a little constrained. And then if you want to go back into your character, walk back onto them, the camera following them, double left click on your character's portrait, and you'll be locked back onto that character. You can also use keys 1 through 0. When you get a bigger squad, their icons will fill up this space right here. And you can use the 1 through 0 keys to zone in on them. So since I've only got one character, the 1 key, I can double click that to lock back onto them as well. While you're playing the game, sometimes you'll be doing some not so fun activities like traveling very vast distances. You can use these buttons right here, speed up the game, and then slow it back down. Here, 2x, 5x speed. Got into a little bit of combat there. As you can see, if you want to loot someone or something, if it's unconscious or recovery coma or dead, come up, you'll see the hourglass symbol on the object or creature, and that'll open up your inventory and their inventory. We're going to go ahead and right click and take all the items that this bone dog had in its inventory. And with most animals, when you loot them, take their raw meat or animal skin, they will be dead. See here, on forever, rip. Get back to town before we get in too much trouble. It's like someone came up here and there was a battle with these bone dogs. Get back to town, get it up a little bit. Some other basic controls and just quality of life things. Setting up a job for your character. They'll follow their job list from top to bottom. So, say for example, the medic job. If one of your teammates are hurt, they'll actually go to them and heal their wounds. You can see their overall health and limb health conditions. This window. Then, once that is complete, they'll continue down the list until every job is done. When you're looking for loot in the open world, loose objects like these, you can hold down the left Alt key and it will highlight any loose object on the ground. So it makes it easier when you're out in the open world and looking for loot, find things on the ground. Also, you hold down the Alt key, it will not only highlight loose items on the ground, it'll highlight signs on buildings such as a bar. And bars are a place that you'll be visiting quite a bit in Kenshi. They're pretty useful. You can find recruits. You can buy items such as food, blueprints for when you want to craft your own items, and building materials. You can see there's a whole assortment of things here. You can also sell to them. You can see their total cash here. That's the money that they have to spend. And to sell things, just right click items. They have the cash. We'll buy it from them. When you want to talk to someone, you can see the dialogue icon hovering above the NPC. And either hold the right mouse button to open up options menu, talk to them, double click to talk to them, or hold down the Alt and right click. Some actions, such as trying to steal, like I'm trying to steal from this shop counter, or lockpick, break into this safe right here, or this weapon cabinet. You try and right click and it says hold down the Alt key. So you can either again hold down the right key, open up a menu to loot, or hold down the Alt key and right click, it'll automatically open and try and loot the object. Same thing for if you want to sleep in a bed, you can just right click or hold down the options menu. And you can see there, you can left click on objects to get a little bit more information about them. And this bed right here, you can see it's got a healing bonus of 8x, so it'll heal your limbs if they're damaged. Not if you're a robot, a skeleton. You'll need a special bed to sleep in to heal. And it also shows the cost to use it. So you're renting this bed, 50 cats. That's the currency in this game. Cats. Walk back outside. If you want to unequip items, you can open your inventory by hitting the E key. You just move them to your actual inventory and away from your character. Or you can right click them, and if the slot is available, it'll automatically equip. You can also find controls and change them in the options controls menu. And another thing, buildings, some of them have multiple floors. So if you want to be able to see them more easily or just see what's going on without actually moving your character up there, you can use the floor key. It'll automatically go up and down the different flights that might be in a building. Another thing, once you feel like you need some space to store things, you can also click on some rundown buildings. You can see how much they cost. Got the cash, you can come down here and click it to be able to buy the building. Once it's been bought, you can see what it requires to be repaired into a normal functioning state. Now, I believe that might be it for now. If I think of anything else, I'll make a part two on some of the basic controls and movement in this game. If not, then I'll be moving on to another subject in this series. I'm going to try and make it a pretty beginner friendly series on how to control, play, the general ideas that are involved in the game, some things you might want to do. There's a lot of things you can do. You can do almost anything you want in this game. You can become a warlord, drug lord. You can even become a broke slave, literally in chains, living in a cage, working for uh, some of the worst people you can think of that beat you to death if you try to escape. Thanks for watching. See you guys next time.